Actually,
night vision gun. He's too
when
big.
I first heard about Google Cardboard, the people in the comments, you know how I say never read the comments?
You read the comments?
The comments for Google Cardboard are fantastic because most of them are about clearly Google is trolling us. This is a joke. Google has run out of other ideas, so they're going to now try to sell me cardboard for $20.
Let's just look at the engineering here. We've got cardboard, Velcro, a washer, magnets.
I couldn't even find the Velcro.
Chris. We're in the age of cardboard and magnets.
I found the magnet. I found the washer. I didn't find the Velcro, and I did stuff to that you don't even want to know. There's the Velcro.
That's Velcro for real.
Yeah, but
Sound
that's not
of the future.
I
Chris.
didn't put my digits there.
Glad you kept your digits out of there. This is HIMYM Superfans. Hey there, Chris Venezia.
Hello, James Hamilton and
Mother Fan Dan.
What's up?
This is the show where we talk about the CBS comedy How I Met Your Mother. And we are going to ruin the show. Dan, are we going to ruin the entire series?
Yes, the entire one.
And if you're just joining us, check out Season 1. You can download it for free right now. Yes, please check out our Facebook page, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, which is mostly pictures of my dog. We're on all that crap.
actually I didn't even know we were on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram.
Also,
I
cut
keep
out
sending you. Why aren't you replying?
Cut out any of my rants if you want to. But
Also, if you get any emails asking for money, it's from me.
Yes. Right. I gave all my money to the Nigerian princes. I actually am going to need some money now. So if you want to wire me, PayPal, whatever, however you want to get it to me.
Again, that's Facebook.com.
/group/HIMYM Superfans /donate to Chris.
Yeah, so the last episode was Atlantic City, and tonight we're watching Slap Bet, a.k.a. Robin Sparkles numero uno.
Yes. Robin Sparkles 1 for our non-Spanish speakers.
Or as Mother Fan Dan would say, the one where if this was a Friends episode.
Friends episode.
Yeah.
Well,
We've actually been doing this for a while, where we say the one where Mother Fan Dan would say the one where.
Oh,
and
see, I didn't know.
Yeah. Do you remember enough about
This
this
is
episode?
the one where there's a mystery surrounding Robin. That's a terrible name for
I
an
know.
episode.
Do you want a sec?
No, I don't. I
Pause?
have nothing.
How about-
It's a Robin mystery. They should
awful.
just call it Slap Bet.
So this one originally aired on November 20th, 2006. It was written by Courtney Kang, who does write pretty much all of the Robin Sparkle episodes. And it was directed by Pam Fryman. Mother Fan, you want to do a take on our fake fact about Pam Fryman?
Who is Pam Fryman? I feel like I've heard the
She's
name
a Canadian
before.
teenage pop star.
I've done this show a couple times with you guys, and I don't.
She was mauled in the mall.
Excellent.
I'm gonna throw these out as we go. The one with the music video.
Great.
They're actually only gonna get worse.
Wonderful.
That was as good as you're gonna get. That
That's
was
what
the
this one's
highlight.
called?
It's all downhill from here.
So, Chris, what's the most memorable moment of this episode for you?
The one where I was pretty sure that Robin did porn. That was literally where she's got the school teacher, and he's like, I'm going to have to see you after class. And she's like, is there anything that I can do to improve my grade? And he's like, well, and he looks like he's going to unzip his pants. And then she's like, let's sing a song!
He does have a righteous porn stash.
And I was pretty sure it's like, oh, well, Robin did porn, which is fine, but that was most memorable.
That could explain her sex-positive attitude.
It could. I also like the robot. Listeners of this know that I like the robot, the little 80s robot that shows up in every single one of Robin Sparkle's videos. That is nice. He also shows up in Space Teens, which is not a music video.
Do you know?
And her wedding.
I don't remember that.
He's on stage during the reprisal of Let's Go to the Mall that Robin sings at the wedding. Spoiler! I told you.
Do you
Mother's
know
dead.
if
God!
I
Gratuitous mother death.
Cancer all over.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm going to cut that out. That's just mean.
That's too far. Too far.
I was just going to ask, the robot, I love the robot as well, but it's based on an actual toy from
Yes.
the 80s.
Yeah.
Did anyone have one of them?
I thought it was an
know
alarm
what it was
clock.
called?
I
have no idea.
I thought it was the Nintendo robot accessory that I don't know what that ever did, but I saw it in commercials.
It felt very familiar to me, but I never owned one. And I feel like I've seen commercials for it in my lifetime.
Well, post that. If you figure out what this product was, this robot, post it on our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/HIMYM superfans.
I assumed it was a Nintendo product because it sort of matches their industrial design.
It's got the gray
Gray, beige.
brown. Yes, yes, where beige and gray met and had a baby.
Yeah.
And that's all of the Nintendo products from the 80s.
Some very small highlights of red.
Yeah.
They may have changed some design elements to be, like, not infringe on copyright, but I feel like there was a toy that if
there
you
was.
were
There
from
was
the
a
rich
robot.
family or your
Yeah, if you're one of those rich
friend
people.
had one of them and like, oh, well, it's really
Oh,
awesome.
you don't
but
have the robot? My vote is still alarm clock.
If you had a tiny plastic car when you were a child, you were one of those rich boys.
Are you talking about the ones that were self-propelled?
Yeah.
Because, like, not the tiny tots car that you had to pedal like a Flintstone, where everyone had one of those.
No, the one with an electric motor.
Yeah, Power Wheels.
Yes.
Power Wheels.
Yeah.
Power Wheels go.
You're talking about things you can actually sit inside and ride.
Yeah. It was like a car for children.
Yes.
Screw that.
A golf cart for children.
My Buddy and Me.
Yeah.
That's something else. Kid Sister.
My buddy.
Campbell's Kid.
My buddy.
What happens? This show, this episode has launched us back into the 80s.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it was 90s in Canada because they were 10 years
Right,
late.
yeah, so we're getting a little bit of a vertigo via
Yes.
proxy.
Yes, we are. Would you like me to start the episode?
Well, I was going to ask Mother Fan Dan if he had a memorable moment.
I mostly like this episode because there is a mystery. It's like Pineapple Incident, where you're trying to figure out what happened, what's going on, and everyone's trying to solve the problem in their own way. Is it porn? Is it married in a mall? Is it...
She does do a very convincing, like, I got married thing. Like, she thought about that. She wasn't doing that on the fly.
It is like they ask a question and each character gets to respond. Marshall lawyers up and goes checks the databases.
Ted, lawyer database 5000.
Yeah, Ted's it up and gets all invasive and pushy, and Lily lays off, and Barney gets obsessed and sinister almost.
It's even built around the idea that they have this ongoing thing. Lily's in the middle, right? She winds up being slap bet commissioner because the bet is ongoing.
Party.
She doesn't. Does she weigh in on what she thinks it is? I actually don't remember.
No, and then, when she finds out that it wasn't porn, she has to tell Barney because she takes her role as slap bet commissioner seriously. There's lots of slapping before they even get to the part where slaps are actually designated.
And we talked about this before of how nice it is this morning that they have, that they're in their pajamas, get to know each other, and this is another episode where they get to know each other better.
Everybody gets to know Robin a little bit better in this episode.
Well, yeah.
So that's another scene like you're talking about, like where they're in their pajamas and stuff. And there's been quite a few of those. World's Best Couple, World's Greatest Couple episode. They were in their pajamas most of the time.
Right, yeah.
one of the things that you don't necessarily enjoy learning about in a new relationship is all of their previous partners
Oh, yeah.
and stuff. I gotta say, I think it's just easier just throw this out there if you don't bother with that. How important could that possibly be instead of doing what they do is where they literally list off their names?
I had a girlfriend, I asked her once, and she sent me a link to a Google spreadsheet.
Wow!
It was something that it was visited in Friends, just to throw that out there.
Oh, Friends did it first?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
who had the highest number? What scene was that in Friends? Which couple?
It was actually Monica and Richard.
Oh, yeah, give me a ballpark. Well, it's less than a
Definitely
ballpark,
less
Richard.
than a ballpark.
Well, who had the higher number in that scenario?
Well, Monica, because Richard's was 2. His wife, his ex-wife, and Monica.
Well,
And Monica's was like 20.
I didn't remember enough about Richard
50
except that
or
he
a
was much
ballpark.
older, so I thought...
Yeah. He was married for like 25 years to his high school sweetheart. So, yeah, his number was 2.
I love the Scrabble scene where Ted's being kind of coy and playful, but also pretty pushy.
Well, like where he spells husband.
Yeah. We talked last week about Ted not doing a lot of crazy stuff this season.
He has not, for the most part.
Yeah. So this is him. That whole Scrabble scene was just a little reminder of the awkward, manipulative, worried Ted.
Yes. Well, like you're saying, he like really Teds it up
Mm-hmm.
in this episode. Although he starts out real slow. He doesn't like Ted it up immediately. Like he builds. He
Mhm.
builds to like being that Ted that we all know and don't really care for.
He could have turned Marshall down when he's
Mm.
like, you know what, just drop it. She'll let me know.
I'm curious now how Marshall did find that information because now I'm pretty sure that there is a machine at the Columbia Law School called the Mall Marriage 5000. Because how did he look that up? That's what we gloss over in this episode. The one with Mall Marriage 5000.
Nice.
I like it.
Only going to go downhill from there. The one where a donkey ate Marshall's pants.
Is this when they first set up that Marshall and Lily really over-communicate? Because later I remember Robin saying, for God's sakes, you text each other when they're on the can?
Yeah. Yeah, this is the first time that I remember them, like, really showcasing that they tell each other everything, like, including, like, their lunch and stuff, and, like, Marshall's telling this boring story, and it was like, oh my gosh, what happens next? Like, no! Stop the presses! I have to know this boring piece of useless information about your day.
Yeah. I like Lily's little snipe on Ted, like, oh, she's got the fake orgasm noises down, and Ted goes, hey! And she's like, oh, the walls are thin.
Right.
That's not what I'm haying about.
Yeah, it's like, I don't care if you hear them.
2 weeks ago, Marshall and Lily got back together. Last week, they tried to get married, and this week, Marshall is in complete wedding planning mode.
Yeah, well, he's been dreaming about it since he was
A little girl.
a little girl.
Boy.
Yeah, that's where the...
I step
joke
on your
is.
joke.
Yeah, that's fine. So here's the Scrabble scene that you were talking about, James.
It's really subtle, and I didn't notice it till this repeat viewing, and it's sort of the way I keep... I know I keep complimenting Josh Radnor's performance here, like I got a man crush on him. But besides him being gorgeous, he is an excellent actor.
Where in that was something about this episode and not a man crush on Josh Radnor?
His performance in this scene is... It's a very subtle difference in the Ted here when he's trying to get something out of Robin versus when he's... all the other scenes with Robin where he's been very comfortable talking to her.
Yes, this scene he's been very comfortable in his skin. He's into the mode that I have dogged on him and said, if you're good at relationships, Ted, then show me. And he did for several episodes of this season until now. And he's insecure, and that's coming through. But not in the classic way that Ted has done in like season 1 stuff, where he, Dusty's like, whine and not. He's like, no, that was stupid, and you've ruined your life and every chance that you have with being with this woman because you said something stupid. He's insecure, but it's more like a, I don't know, puzzle-solving insecurity. We're like, husband, huh? You seem to know a lot about husbands for not ever having had one. He's insecure, but he's not like unsure of himself.
I know there are other plot lines of the show where it's not a porn star, but a stripper. Would Ted care more about Robin being a porn star or in a porn movie than having been married already?
I don't know. He had no problem that Stella had a kid from a previous relationship, even though she didn't get married to the guy. And he did break up with a woman that we learned about in season 1 because she did do porn.
173.
And it was a shocking number for the number of days that she was in L.A.
30 days.
And Barney, says, friendship over.
Friendship over!
Kind of thing. So, yes, I would say in general, my guess is that Ted would have a bigger problem with Robin having done porn than her having been married before. And so I think that's possibly why, him bringing up this husband thing, he just wants to know. It's not actually a deal breaker. He doesn't care that much. Maybe she was young, it was a long time ago, these things happen. He just needs to friggin' know.
Right.
So that he can stop wondering what it is.
Yeah. One of the reasons he wants to know is because his parents kept secrets, or they didn't talk to each other. And he mentions that, and we saw that in the second episode, Brunch.
I like that.
And
it's not that he's just nosy or just insecure. He knows what secrets do to relationships.
Right. And
they tear them apart.
And if he's noticed that his mother, and Robin share a lot of similar qualities, then maybe he's very anxious.
Doesn't Ted, by the end of this, kind of decide he doesn't care anymore?
Yes.
Like, he is not looking for what the answer is. That might be connected to his family backdrop. It's like, maybe the secrets are better.
Well, that could be. That could be either way. That actually sort of goes in two different directions, though, is that either he's willing to go back to the secrets because at least you can keep things safe with the secrets if you don't talk and stuff. But I think that the impression that you're supposed to get is that he actually comes to terms with not knowing. Either way, they're both equally likely to be true.
Yeah, I think he comes to terms with respecting her decision.
I want to talk about this scene where Robin has apparently thought about the wedding that she is never wanting to have, because she has it down to what month, band or DJ, what kind of flowers, color scheme, husband's name. That was the only problem. What did she say? Steve Merrington. Would have been better than pausing there
George
for a
Lass.
moment.
And then Ted tries to play off his lie by giving details about his lunch. I had a grilled pressed panini. Fuck you, Ted. Not gonna work.
Here is where we find out that Barney has been notified by the slap bet commissioner that he was not supposed to receive a slap.
They are into the integrity of the slap bet.
Mm-hmm.
And Lily plays along with her responsibility as slap bet commissioner, even though she knows her husband's going to get slapped.
Yep, she has to do it. But Marshall's a big guy, and I think he can take it.
Yeah.
And Lily here, gives him 3 slaps for premature slapulation.
Mm-hmm. And I love the reaction in the bar. Everyone stops and stares for a second, and then goes back to drinking.
Yeah.
Like,
apparently normal.
Oh, not a brawl. Oh, it's over. Okay. Oh, it looks like he's smiling. He's not standing up. All right. That's the reaction I would have.
That was weird, but this isn't an actual fight. So Barney here reveals the name Robin Sparkles, but he didn't watch the tape, which he really should have done before he came over here, but I guess he was too excited.
It works because I don't like the idea that they pay off the end of the bet before there's any proof. But I also like it because it escalates it's sitcom rules.
Right, there's already been slaps when it hasn't even been determined what the answer is.
There's a miscommunication, and now it's gotten that much bigger.
And this is that moment where, Ted slams the laptop down.
Well, that's kind of what I was asking, of does he not want to see it if it is porn?
Oh, it's possible,
or
that he's not
is
being
he actually
chivalrous there.
kind of okay with whatever it was that's in the past?
I think he was standing up for Robin's desires at that moment, to keep the secret for her. Just doing a little hero stuff.
Well, the other nice thing is that technically Barney does that as well. He's made his case. This is obviously porn, and he's going to shut it down.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks it's porn. Great background acting.
So now Barney has slapped Marshall inappropriately. So they've all slapped each other wrongfully. Wrongful slaps.
And if Barney had waited, he might have gotten away with it for a little bit longer. But he slapped in front of Robin, and she asked why, and so they're watching the video now.
Which you can watch, too.
Come on, Jessica!
Yes.
Do you think Jessica Glitter was the friend in Canada who got married way too young?
Yeah, that easily could have been. She definitely has a kid first, and that's an issue in the episode Glitter, so that's possible that's a friend. That's a real story, because Robin lies a lot in this episode.
Yeah.
But that could be one thing that is true, is that Jessica is one that got married early. But yeah, come on Jessica, come on Tori. I never actually made that connection that Jessica could be Jessica Glitter. So our fans can see James is now grooving out to the video.
It's impossible not to want to dance to this. It was such a brilliant move on their part to set their show apart, to show how funny they are. Imagine the headlines, the reviews. Oh my God, the last 2 minutes of How I Met Your Mother last week or yesterday.
Also, Cobie has a lot of fun with this, like you can see in the video. That she really gets into the character Robin Sparkle, like when she's doing the video, like what it was like to be in the 80s or 1993 in Canada,
right?
And to be white and to rap and to be a pop star, and it just really gets into it, like the arm thrusting and stuff. It's all ridiculous.
It's also a great character building episode for Robin. Like this wonderful scene here where he apologizes and she forgives him and says, "You know me better now." They all know Robin better now, and this is
and we do too.
It's the beginning of the forming that deep bond that they have that makes it plausible that they would stay friends for the next 8 more years.
And they watched the video several times.
Yeah.
Over.
Yeah.
We have no idea what number of viewing they're on at this point, but they just keep watching it over and over again.
I like this episode, too, because the gang's finally back together. They are back together in Atlantic City, but they also split up a lot. They paired off the boys and the girls. They had a lot of screen time for these great character actors, the Kino lady and the boat captain. This is the first one in season 2 where all the characters are together and they're busting each other's apple bags.
Mm-hmm.
Barney's back to trying to be the king of the group, and Lily's trying to direct their behavior, and Ted's fucking up, and Marshall's says lawyer up.
Yeah, we've got it back to what it's supposed to be. Yeah, the whole gang's back together again. Let's get the band back together.
Exactly.
Like it's 1993.
Exactly. And there's 2 keyboardists.
Guitarists.
Sorry.
Gonna rock your body till Canada Day.
Oh, 3 keyboards and a guitarist.
Mm-hmm.
So 80s. Especially Canadian 80s. I've seen the music video many times, and I'm kind of impressed more now watching when they cut back to our group, and the reactions are still really good. Obviously, there's so much more going on in the music video. Every time you cut back, and then Robin's like, yeah, and she's kind of stern-faced, but she's okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Ted's getting into it a little bit now.
Yeah.
Even though he just was we don't need to make a big deal of your past and our our histories. He plays along with the joke plenty.
Now that it's safe.
Yeah. Now that it's out there, I think "Let's Go to the Mall" is one of his ringtones on his phone.
Yes.
Yeah.
For many years,
Mhm.
I think.
What's a great song? I mean, I'll admit it. I love the song.
I like it. Chris?
It's okay.
So that's all we had to say about this one, folks. What do you have to say? You can check out the Facebook group. What's the address, Chris?
That's facebook.com/group/HIMYM Superfans.
Or you can follow me on Twitter at HIMYM_James. Search for us on YouTube or Instagram.
Other places.
Mother Fan Dan, what episode are we going to do next week?
That's Single Stamina.
That's the one with Barney's gay black brother.
One with Wayne Brady.
Goodbye, everybody. All right. That's instead of clapping now, we should do the.
Just open the can.